What is going on, dude?
Hey,
there
what's
he
up,
is.
dude?
We got him in here, the cripple and all, able to make it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
How's it
Yeah, I'm
going,
sitting
dude? Other
rocking
than the back issues, which I just recently heard about.
Yeah, I got a slip disc, so I'm in the recliner and not the fancy stream room.
Man,
But other than that, things are good, man.
you know what disc it is?
The physio's thinking L5.
That's lower,
Definitely
right?
one of those. Yeah. Yeah. So
Just one though. They're thinking.
just one. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
They talked about any type of. They think any surgery, or you can get back without that.
Hopefully get back without surgery. I have to get an MRI still to confirm that's exactly what it is. So I got to see like a couple of specialists, but hopefully it'll just be like physio for rehab.
That'd be good.
No surgery. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll still be a long process though.
It might take a while, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, since you're not walking, I hear that other people in the house are walking. I heard the little one just took her first steps the other day.
Yeah, she took her first couple steps.
That's awesome.
I don't even know when, a week ago maybe. Yeah, it's crazy. She's been able to kind of like stand for a while, sort of balance.
Yeah.
And then the first couple steps, like she's taken maybe 3 or 4 steps without falling over, so it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, now you're gonna. Just wait. It's gonna be very quickly. You're gonna wish she wasn't walking because she's gonna be running all over the place, and your old that broken ass ain't gonna be able to keep up with her right now.
I know. We gotta build her a candle or something.
But well, hell yeah, dude! I'm excited to get chatting. I know a lot of the stuff that we'll be talking about. I'm sure you and I have talked about on side occasions and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, let's just get into the beginning of it, guys. This is Colton Crawford of Dead South. Plays the banjo of all things. How did you get into the banjo?
So I played guitar for a lot of my life. My lessons were kind of like fingerstyle acoustic stuff. We did a lot of everything, but that was kind of like lots of fingerstyle stuff. And at home, I was really into metal, like a lot of new metal bands and like Metallica, classic rock stuff.
Dude, metalcore era acoustic, like diddles, those like short little 2-minute intro things are like were always the greatest.
They're so good. We do that on Dead South Records kind of because of those like metalcore piano intros and that kind of stuff.
So good.
But yeah, I kind of went from electric guitar, played that for a long time, and then when I was 21, my mom got me a banjo. I was kind of in this phase where I was like collecting all kinds of weird instruments. I had like a sitar and some, like I think an accordion at some point, and a bunch of shit like that. And banjo was one of them. And then I started jamming with Nate, who's the singer of the Dead South, kind of shortly after getting the banjo. And then that was kind of what really kept me kind of into it and focused on the banjo. And yeah, and I saw like a interview with Steve Martin, like the comedian.
He shreds the banjo, dude.
He shreds, yeah. I saw him on Conan around the same, just like shortly before I got my first one. I saw him on Conan or one of those late night shows, and he was just absolutely shredding. And I was like, man, that's really cool. Because I came from like the fingerstyle guitar plus the like metal stuff I was playing on my own. The banjo is just kind of like a perfect combination of those two things. It's just like really fast shredding, playing just for the sake of being fast.
It really is. Yeah, it's got its own like. The thing that's cool about that too is like it's got like such a sharp sound to where like that type of play style I feel like would transfer over to that instrument real good. Like if you're into metal in a way.
Totally, man. Yeah.
I feel like I've really noticed that influence on some of your stuff, especially on the new album.
Yeah, new album especially because in the new album, like between these last 2 albums is when I started streaming, and I've been learning and playing a lot of like metal stuff on the banjo. So it was pretty natural to come up with some like metal-y sounding parts on the new album.
Yeah. Dude, Completely Sweetly is like I can put that shit on repeat, dude. That song is just I don't know,
Thanks,
bro.
man.
That song is so good, dude. That chorus
Thanks,
is
dude.
just the hook on that chorus, bro. Nate's voice on
Thanks,
that
man.
song is so.
Yeah, he killed it, man. That was one that he had a hard time coming up with like lyrics and like a melody for. Like when we were down in Mexico recording the album, he was kind of struggling with it. I think it was one of the last ones that he recorded vocals on, and I think he killed it.
Isn't it crazy how some of the last ones are the ones you stress about, or that you're when you're writing, or like especially like vocalists? Because I know how Cameron is too, and like ends up being like their best shit.
Yeah, sometimes when you have that deadline and you just have to
put in the pressure
you
cooker.
Got to squeeze something in and just just get it out. Sometimes you can get some gold out of those situations for sure.
Yeah. Well, so I want to find out more about that writing. Like I guess the words. It wasn't really a session. It was more like a. I guess it was a session. How long were you guys out in Mexico writing?
So we did. This was last year, 2023. We did a week in March. We went down to do like a little bit of pre-production. So we jammed a little bit, checked out the studio, made sure like we liked the studio, and we wanted to make sure we wanted to do the full album there. And we hadn't sat down because like our last album came out 2019. Our last like full length album,
pre-COVID
originals. Yeah, it was pre-COVID, so we hadn't actually sat down to just like write all together in a long time. And my bandmate Scott, he lives out in Kelowna, which is 2 provinces over, so we only kind of see him on tour. So when we went down for that first week in March, it was awesome because we hadn't jammed and played together in so long, and ideas were just ripping. So we expected to come back with like 2 or 3 demos, and I think we came back home with like 7 songs that were almost done. Yeah, so then came home, worked on like, usually the way it works for me is like, let's say Nate writes a song, it's kind of got like basic structure, verse, chorus kind of stuff. We'll sit around, we'll screw around with the structure a little bit, maybe want to put an
earthquake happening.
There was one in Mexico actually when we were there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Your camera was just shaking.
I'm talking with my hands here, so I'll try and steady it a bit. Okay, what was I talking about?
The earthquake in Mexico. I mean, what did
earthquake in Mexico.
Anything get damaged?
Oh yeah. No, it wasn't very big. But yeah, it was at like 2 a.m. Everyone had to go out on the street.
You're not used to those up in Canada, are you?
No, the only thing we get here is like tornadoes.
That's my new thing. Yeah. We're actually in a tornado warning right before the stream.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Shit, dude. Stay safe, man.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
my wife.
So yeah, then it was like came home after those couple weeks or after that 1 week, kind of worked on my parts.
Dang, you only got there for a week, huh?
Yeah, well then that was like our pre-production week. So then we were home for I think a month or 2. That was when Sadie was born. So we came home like middle of May. Sadie was born end of May. And then we went back in... Or wait, no, sorry, I'm getting that wrong. Pre-production was March. Full recording was May. We did 2 weeks in May. And then came home after that. So that time between March and May was kind of when I kind of like finalized all my parts. And that's when I came up with Completely Sweetly. And I think Scotty wrote a song in that time. So we went down and we kind of just did those 7 tracks that we had demoed already. Re-recorded those. And then did a couple more in that 2 week span.
Yeah, because there's about like the new album has about what 3 little instrumental diddles in there, and then it's what like a 13 song.
13 with the 3 instrumentals, so 10 full tracks, and then 3.
That's cool. That's a good turnaround time, dude. I don't know what. People ask me about my band, and I'm just like, it's not a band, it's a project. Unfortunately, I don't. Dude, this fuck, man. I want to do that shit, man. Dude, we like Joshua Tree. I feel like that's where we, Cameron and I, have gone camping out in Joshua Tree a bunch. Same with Austin coming with us, and we've just fucking jammed around the fire pit and just fucking wrote so much shit that way. And dude, just like I think something being disconnected from like the rest of society, just getting in like a musical element is like exactly the way you should do it. It's just like, I mean, it doesn't have to be done that way every time, but
yeah, that worked really well for us too. Like we did the first 2 albums and our first EP all in Regina. And it was good. Like they turned out great and everything.
In
but
her
it's one of
what
those
now?
things where it's like, yeah, in my hometown. But it was one of those things where like it was nice to be able to go and we just focused on music. So you're not doing like, oh, I gotta go leave early. I gotta go get groceries and then pick up
Yeah, right.
this person, or like you had these other things like going on. It's just sort of like we went down to Mexico and just hung out there for a couple weeks and
Just in the
recorded.
zone.
Yeah.
Smoked a lot of pot and wrote a lot of riffs, dude.
Exactly.
That's the life, man.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, so you mentioned that you played guitar. So you picked up guitar before you ever picked up banjo?
Yep.
How many years
Yeah,
did you
played guitar for
play
about 10 years.
before even grabbing a banjo?
This is about 10 years. Yeah, I started when I was
That's
12. Yeah.
Okay, so you got started on it way later. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, banjo
really
wasn't until I
badass.
was 21.
You ever play anything else?
Piano a little bit. My first instrument was piano. My mom taught me and my sister starting when we were like 5. I took lessons till I was probably 10 or 11 and then started playing guitar. So did piano but I haven't played it in forever. And that's pretty much it. I have an electric drum kit I piss around on every now and again, but
Oh yeah,
it's
that would be
mainly
fun.
banjo these days.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So what made you want to pick up the guitar at age, you said 11?
Oh, dude, I was like begging my mom to get a guitar. 'Cause, like, that was all the music I listened to. Like I didn't listen to piano music. I listened to like I said, I was getting into really into like classic rock and then like new metal stuff and then metalcore stuff. And I just like wanted to play guitar so bad, and I like begged my mom for years and years and years, like please put me in guitar lessons. And then she finally did. I'm so
Nice.
happy she did.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. Yeah, that was actually what I was gonna ask, was if you ever took music lessons. So you did take guitar lessons. Did you ever take piano lessons or banjo lessons ever?
I'm currently taking banjo lessons for the first time. I just started maybe less than a year ago. Kind of have a lesson once every few months kind of thing
Nice.
with this bluegrass guy. And yeah, we did piano lessons with my mom for a couple years when we were young, and then we did formal lessons for a couple years as well. And then formal lessons for guitar it was till I went to university, so 6-7 years, something like that.
Oh shit, that's a long time of lessons.
A lot of lessons, yeah.
Damn, I feel like a bum. I never took
Yeah,
lessons.
I don't got 900 songs on my request list, so I'm the bum.
I would trade. Let's trade. I'd trade in a heartbeat, man. That's cool.
No, that's too many songs. That sounds hard.
It's actually over 1150 now.
Holy fuck, dude. That's crazy.
Bro, my community's been on a live learn buyout binge lately. It's kind of been crazy dumb. I'm actually
That
been
is
getting
crazy.
frustrated. I'm like, dude, okay, this shit's gotta slow down, y'all. I appreciate it, but geez, my brain is about even Lori. Yeah, Lori. So,
That's a lot of fucking songs, dude.
yeah, and I'm about to learn a bunch more because we got an Offspring stream coming up in a couple weeks.
Hey,
So
hell yeah, dude.
and I'm actually
They're so
more
good.
worried about that. It's like I've done a Gojira, a Kill Switch, and In Flames, but their songs are longer, and I almost feel like it's easier. It's less songs, but Offspring stuff are 2-3 minutes, so I feel like I got all these extra things to learn. But they
Gotta
got
learn 50
they got some
songs.
weird chord progressions too. Their shit ain't I'm sorry, I'm not to talk shit on Green Day. I know them and Green Day get compared a lot, but bro, I'm sorry, Green Day is nowhere near Offspring to me, at least in my opinion.
Man. I think I probably agree with you on that. I would do both bands a lot though. Both when they were in their prime were solid bands.
Yeah, see, I am not on the American Idiot boat. That's where I fell off. That's where they fell off for me. But I know a lot of people love that album. Everything
I like that
before
one. It was the one after that.
The one after that, I have no idea.
I can't remember. That was where I started to fall off. But I got American Idiot on CD for my 14th birthday, so I loved that album.
Yeah, see, I never had that album given to me, or I never went and got it. I remember I bought Dookie when I was younger. That fucking album.
Dookie was
awesome.
so good.
Yeah.
Such a good album. So good.
So, did you ever go to concerts as a young child? When was your first concert?
His first concert was
Speaking of
Bad
bands.
Religion
Oh,
and Bad Religion and Anti-Flag or Anti-Flag. We always say Anti-Flag up here in Canada. I think you guys say Anti-Flag. But yeah, it was those two guys.
I'm on the
And
punk scene
it
enough
was
to know.
awesome. It was so good, man. It was like, it was so loud that I was like, my ears rang for like 4 days after, and I thought I was actually going deaf. Like I didn't have ear protection or anything, and I was like I had like anxiety. I was like, fuck, like
How old were you?
going deaf. This is 14, I think.
Oh,
14
God.
or 15. Yeah, and I was just like, oh no, because I remember being in school like the next day and the teachers talking, and it was
what?
like the Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown teacher was like, wah, 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 wah. I was like, oh boy, what have I done? I ruined my whole life here going to this concert.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I like never wore ear protection like as a kid. Honestly, I have some things, but I fucking broke the strap on them and I haven't worn them since. It kind of depends on the venue, I guess. I don't know. I'm a dumbass. I should be wearing them all the time. But
the venue I saw them in was particularly loud, and then they were also mixed, just crazy loud. Both bands were just insanely loud.
Yeah,
I find punk bands they're like that a lot.
Yeah, it's probably simple. You can crank it up without a lot of dynamics in the mix, because just not to say in a bad way, it's just noise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's cool.
So it was cool.
Bad Religion,
pretty cool
man. I'd love to have seen Bad Religion. I love Bad Religion.
They're so good, man.
What's your favorite band you've ever seen live?
Oh man.
Favorite band, best concert. Are they one and the same? Violet. How's it going,
not the same.
By the way.
Okay, so I think favorite band I've seen. There's this Canadian band called Five Alarm Funk. I think I showed you some of them last time.
Yes.
We hung out.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, they were sick.
Yeah. They're wild. They're like a 12-piece like funk metal band. They're from Vancouver. Piece? Yeah, something like that. They got 3 percussionists. Well, actually 2 now. One of the guys left.
Slipknot, and they're all stepped aside.
Yeah, exactly. They're like funk Slipknot. Yeah, really, really cool kind of metal funk stuff. That's probably my favorite live band to see because their energy is just amazing. They're like criminally underrated band. They should be one of the biggest bands in the world. They're one of those bands where their music is so good that they could just go out and not say anything and just sit there and play all the songs with a flat expression on their face, and it would still be amazing because the music's so good.
Yeah.
But their live show is just it's insane. Like it's got like all this choreographed like dance shit, which is kind of where like we do that on stage a little bit. It came directly from like inspired by those guys. And they do just all kinds of, their show is just like costume changes and all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh wow.
So that'd probably be my favorite band. My favorite concert I've ever seen was, I think I saw As I Lay Dying, Children of Bodom, and Lamb of God on the same bill.
On the same bill? Whoa. Yeah. When was
that? That
this?
was insane. This was when I was like maybe 19 or so. It was university at some point. It was somewhere in Saskatoon. And
so about what year
it was
that
a wild
event?
one.
Wait, what year were you born?
I was born in 90.
Oh, I'm fucking older. I didn't even know that. Okay. I feel old.
09 or maybe 2010, somewhere in there.
So yeah, they were kind of like, okay, so probably not too long after like Are You Dead Yet came out.
It was, yeah. So Lamb of God was on their Wrath tour.
Okay.
As Lay Dying was on the Ocean Between Us.
Oh.
And then, yeah, Bodom probably would have been Are You Dead Yet, or maybe the one after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good show, man. It was awesome.
Sick. Yeah, I got to see, dude, one of my favorites was seeing Bodom on the Are You Dead Yet tour with Trivium touring for Ascendancy and Amon Amarth.
Oh, dude.
And we got front row. I was running against the rails against young Matt Heafy, like, dude, and I'll never forget, dude. There was like he called out some guy. There was some guy in the back that was just like holding up a middle finger the whole time. There was like some Trivium haters. I guess they hated like the emo choruses or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And I remember him calling that guy out, and like Matt like had like a whole thing and basically like was saying "fuck you" right back to him. It was so bad, dude. That show was so crazy. Alexi's stage performance was insane.
There's Bodom and Trivium?
Amon Amarth was the opener. I don't
Right.
remember
Oh my
what
God.
album came out then for Amon and Amarth, but that show was insane.
Dude, that would have been the one before Twilight of the Thunder God, probably, or maybe two before that even.
It was it was 05. 05. It was
Okay.
right before Crusade came out. Crusade hadn't come out yet.
Okay, yeah. Fuck yeah, that's a good one. I saw Opeth, Mastodon, and Ghost on the same bill. That was really good too.
Oh, I want to get more into Ghost stuff. I don't know any Ghost songs. I need to learn some. Nobody
They're
asks
good,
about
man.
them though. But
They
got
that seems kind of crazy. I feel like, well, they're one of those weird bands that like they're in the metal
Poppy,
category,
in a
but
way.
they're not really metal.
Yeah.
Like they're almost more classic rock than metal. But all their imaging is
true.
metal, and they tour with metal bands, so they're kind of in that world. But yeah, they're super poppy in a good way.
Yeah,
I like
in a
them
good
lot,
way. Yeah.
Yeah, just catchy. Guy's got a cool voice.
Yeah, he does. And their stage
Yeah.
performance, from what I've seen, looks fucking badass. Like all their setup.
It's really cool. Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I've never
Yeah,
seen
they're
them. I mean, another band that's similar to them. Have you seen Maiden?
No, I've never seen Maiden.
Oh man, yeah, Maiden's amazing.
Yeah,
Maiden is amazing.
gotta see Maiden.
I don't know if I know they have that tour where they're doing like Somewhere in Time songs and stuff like that. I don't know. I think there's a bunch of, I don't know how many Canadian dates are on that.
Probably
They're
just
not
like
coming around
Toronto and
here.
Vancouver.
Yeah. How is like tours suck going up by you, I assume? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get a ton. We get like smaller bands that come through, but once there's no kind of mid-sized venue, like the best venue we have in town is called the Exchange, and it's like a 350 cap maybe or something like that. And then after that, you're kind of in the like 2,000 person like theater, like seated theater kind of thing. And doesn't have that like 800 to 1,200 like standing room kind of venue in Regina.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't get any bands that are in the kind of that mid-range zone. So it's kind of lame. It's good for seeing smaller bands, but yeah.
How far do you
Just
drive
play.
for like the main like area where tours mostly hit? Like what's the closest like most
Closest
common?
would be Saskatoon, because they have a venue that's, I think it's like 1,000 cap, and it's like mostly standing room, like a lot of the venues in the States. That's about 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah, I'm lazy. I don't like driving at all.
It's
Like,
a
if it's
long drive.
If it's like 30 minutes for more, or if it's like an hour, or like that's probably my cap nowadays. I mean, I guess
An
it
hour.
depends. Like there's
'Cause
some
then you gotta
people
drive
that are
home
like,
too
oh,
after.
just drive 4 hours to go see this band. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, dude. I ain't driving 4
It
hours.
depends on the band. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And most of the bands that are like big enough to drive that far, I've seen a bunch already anyways. So it's like at that point, I don't even know.
Yeah,
But-
totally.
So when did you perform your first concert yourself? And was that with the Dead South?
Oh, that's a good question. My first band that I was in, that was a kind of like a real band where we like did some recording and stuff. It was a band called Rain, REIGN.
Like
and we did like
is that Young Guns band now?
yeah, exactly. We're both named Colton. We both played in bands called Rain.
Is
But
his back all
like-
fucked up too, or
yeah, it will be soon. He's a couple of years younger than me, I think. Yeah, so we played like just really local, like we did like our high school talent show and that kind
so
of
this
shit.
is when you were
And
playing guitar? This is pre-band
playing
show
guitar. This is pre-banjo. Yeah, this is when I was like 18 or so.
kind of style.
And it's actually funny. It was like metalcore. Like we had some Trivium covers and we covered Scream Aim Fire.
Oh fuck yeah!
And we had like other shit that sounded exactly like that stuff. And actually, one of the guys, the bass player, I hadn't seen him in like 15 years, and he hit me up, and he's like, "This is just last weekend." He's like, "Hey man, my band's we're playing in Regina this week. Like, it'd be great to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time." So I got to go see his band play. They're called Pine Ripper. They were super
nice.
dope. Kind of like sludgy, doomy stuff.
That's
Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool to see him. But yeah, so that was my first like live performing experience would have been with those guys playing like tiny. We'd somehow weasel our way onto like the local metal bills and like the tiny like multi-purpose room kind of like venues. This is in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. This wasn't even in Regina. This is before I moved.
Wait. There's a town called Prince Albert.
We got Prince Albert, Regina, Climax, Moose Jaw,
fucking
Elbow. Yeah, those are all real. Bigger Saskatchewan. These are all real Saskatchewan town names. It's ridiculous.
This is fucking named by South Park creators or what?
Exactly.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's
hysterical.
It's so dumb. Yeah, we have some of the stupidest town names ever, man.
That's goofy.
Yeah. So Prince Albert, that's where I grew up.
Prince Albert. Got it. Okay, cool. So when did you join the Dead South?
So that was
or when
2012.
did the Dead South gig? Were you a part of its initial beginning?
Yep. Yeah. Me and Nate were. So it was me, Nate, and I was on the wrestling team when I was in university, and I had two roommates, or two of my wrestling teammates were Nate's roommates. So that's how I met Nate. I would go over and hang out at their place, and Nate would be there, and he was just kind of like starting to jam on acoustic guitar. And we actually, I don't know if you remember, do you know the band Trampled by Turtles?
Yes. You play some of their stuff, right? Sometimes?
Yeah, I play a couple of them, yeah. Their one song, Wait So Long, went kind of like viral when it first came out.
Okay.
And I remember Nate was there, he was like kind of doing some schoolwork and listening to that song, and we were kind of chatting. He was like, man, it'd be fun to play in a band like this. And I was like, yeah, that would be pretty sweet. And I told him, I was like, I just got a banjo, like I'm trying to learn it. And so then we started jamming. So it was me, Nate, and his two roommates, who were the wrestler guys, and then our other buddy on bass. So we had drums, electric guitar, and electric bass for the first like two shows. Okay. And then everybody else moved away, and it was just me and Nate. So then Nate and I would just do these open mics. We'd go around like once or twice a week, find somewhere in Regina, do some open mics. And then Danny started joining us for the odd open mic on the cello. Gotti joined on the mandolin, and then we just started playing local shows with that lineup.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was in 2012. So 10 years this year. It's crazy. Or wait, 12 years. 10 year anniversary of our first full length album this year.
Oh crazy. Shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, dude, I know.
Dang. That's awesome. That's so cool, dude. When did you guys play your first show? Do you remember like where, like, or how about this? When did you guys first go on like a tour, like getting out of the local scene?
So the first non-Regina show we played was in Red Deer, Alberta. Nate has some family who lives out there.
A normal name town.
A normal name, yeah. Yeah, out like fucking Deer Snatch, Alberta, or some bullshit like that.
Deer Taint. I live in Deer Taint.
Deer Taint, yeah, Wisconsin.
It's Deer Tante. Get it right, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so it was, Nate had some friends out there and like knew a guy who ran a bar out there, and we were actually the very first band. It's like a legit music venue. It's like a bar slash, it's called Bo's Bar and Stage, so it's like a legit music venue now. But it was our first time ever playing out of Regina, and it was their first time ever having a band. So we rented like a little PA and a little mixer and all that, and we did sound ourselves.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome. And we just got like just obliterated and just played. We had like maybe 7 songs at the time, so we probably played them all twice. That was our set. And it was cool. Like it was
neat Wonderwall.
Yeah, exactly. I did. Yeah, we covered Wagon Wheel, and we had a bunch of covers in the early days.
Right.
Yeah, that was the first kind of out of town show, and it was really cool because usually in Regina it was just like our friends and family who'd come watch, and it was cool to like play to strangers. It's really fun.
Yeah, bunch of drunk people.
Yeah, it was just wasted
instead of your parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite show that you've ever played? What's your favorite show and your favorite venue, and are they one and the same?
So for venue, I gotta say Red Rocks. We had an opening slot at Red Rocks.
Yeah, that had to have been magical.
2019, I want to say 2019. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. I got really into John Butler Trio for a while in high school. I don't know if you listen to them. They're really good actually.
I've heard that name.
Like Australian kind of folky stuff.
Okay.
But they had a Live at Red Rocks album, and that was when I first heard about the venue. And I remember like Googling it and stuff, and be like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Dude,
so
I want to go there so bad.
Dude, it's
some show. I watched
awesome.
that Gojira at Red Rocks like probably once every 6 months. Like,
I haven't seen that actually.
So sick.
I've seen Opeth's Red Rocks one is pretty sweet too.
Right.
So that one, and then favorite show. If it's not that one, that show was awesome. I can't remember which. Oh man, I don't know. Montreal probably a couple of years ago. We had like a full circle pit going and stuff. Montreal and Paris go absolutely ballistic. I don't know why. Something with the French,
Paris,
man, they just
said?
go crazy. Yeah, Montreal and Paris are always just mental, just absolutely mental. So,
I remember you mentioning Australia was pretty wild too, right?
Yeah, Australians, they like to party.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
What out of all the Dead South history so far, what is the moment you're like most proud of that you guys have accomplished? Is it a show? Is it an album? Is it a particular song?
Oh man, that's a good question. In Hell blowing up on YouTube was kind of the thing that like kickstarted our careers. I'm really happy that song and that video was the one that exploded, because like you never know which one it's gonna be. You just put shit on YouTube and see what happens, and we got lucky with that one.
Dude, that video is so good.
It turned out so good, and the song is weird. Like it's only got the banjo and cello for instruments and the finger snaps.
Dude,
and
the part of the
really,
video where you're in the hotel hall and you're like blocked by the wall. Fucking
yeah, that was a fun.
Every time that pops up,
it was a fun video to make, and like, yeah, it was just one of the weirder songs, and I was always really happy that that's the one that kind of made it for us. So I'm super proud of that one. And what else? Yeah, playing Red Rocks up there as well.
Fuck yeah. How was the Ryman?
Ryman's awesome. We're doing 2 nights there in July.
I can't wait. Sweet. You better fucking make it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Get your back in shape.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to ask you. Maybe I can put some pressure on you since you're on stream. I haven't noticed anything being booked before that Ryman show. Those Ryman shows yet.
Well, we got we're doing fly-in and fly-outs for July. So we're the weekend before the Ryman. We're flying to Quebec, and we fly to Alberta. We fly home, and then we're home for a couple of days, and then we're at the Ryman.
So what day do you get in? How do we make another dual stream appearance happen?
Ooh, I get in the night before the show, but I could maybe stay. I'll have to look at my schedule. I can maybe stay for an extra day. No, because we do the 2 nights of the Ryman, and then we fly to Illinois for a show.
Yeah, you guys got stuff right after. Early. I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You guys don't have rehearsals before?
No, we'll be good. We only do rehearsals when we have had like a lot of time off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll try and make something happen.
That would be sick. We should try and make something happen. I think Kick would fucking lose her mind seeing a banjo and guitar on.
Hell yeah.
Dude, we should we could dual stream. I could dual stream that one for sure. We could definitely do something like that. That'd be fucking badass.
That'd be sick. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was super fun last time.
Yeah, it really was. When I was kind of like making a little intro screen video, I don't know if you probably didn't because you're on your phone, but it had like, a bunch of obviously stuff from your live footage, stuff from your music videos, and then I like had to put highlights from when you were over here and we were fucking ripping. So yeah, dude, that was so much fun. I was like going back through the video and I'm like, oh man, we were ripping this song. I was like, man, we were so many good tunes.
We did. The playlist was good, man. We pulled it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being kind of nervous for that, but it was awesome.
Yeah, it just kind of worked.
Yeah,
I don't know why we get nervous for stupid things. Like I still get nervous when I do like raid replays. Or when I do like themed events, because I'm always worried about shit's gonna be breaking and not work right.
Oh man, anytime I do anything that's like, anytime something's like a little different than the norm, you have to like set it up. Oh, that's like I can't sleep the night before. I'm just like,
oh right,
yeah, every time.
Oh my gosh, yo, Chavez coming in with the host. Yo, let's go. Chavez, how was your stream, dude? Guys, welcome in, y'all. We are chatting here with Mr. Colton Crawford, banjo player of the Dead South, and learning all about his journey in music, how he got into banjo and his band and his streaming career and all the things. Welcome on in, y'all. Chavez, how was your stream, dude? Guys, go give a follow over to Chavez. He's an awesome drummer, podcaster, great dude. Make sure you guys are following him. Welcome on in, everybody. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I got so sidetracked right there.
Oh, we were talking about the stream.
Oh yeah, about streams being different. Yeah, that's right. I just, oh man, especially when I'm like running behind with shit. Oh dude, if I'm behind schedule, I'm like freaking out. Like,
yeah, me too,
like
dude.
that. I think someone posted have you seen that Mr. Bean skit where he's like trying to pack for vacation and he can't figure out what the fuck he's trying to pack? That is me, dude.
Dude, yeah.
Doesn't help that I'm like, smoking and shit like that, but
I know it definitely doesn't help. I know that all too well.
Right.
Yeah.
We've kind of talked about, your favorite venues, favorite places that you've played. Do you have a favorite tour that you guys went upon? Like a favorite leg of a tour, or how does that, is that what is considered leg of a tour? Or is a leg like a section within a tour?
Yeah, like we're doing our Chains and Stakes tour right now, which is like the new album tour.
Yeah,
but it's broken up into like a year's worth of legs that we call it,
which would be like where your different locations are and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just finished our like Australia, New Zealand leg, and next is Europe.
How many legs? Clearly,
favorite one. Yeah, exactly. Millipede. Favorite one, dude. Honestly, that first tour back after COVID. That was the first one that jumped in my head.
I bet the energy coming back to that was immense.
It was crazy. And we started touring early too. Like we were one of the only bands on tour at that time. Like I remember it being, there was like a couple metal bands.
Smart.
It was like, when was this? This was it was like summer of 2021 or maybe fall of 2021. This is when people were doing like those drive-in concerts and shit like that.
That was a thing?
Yeah, there were like comedians and bands that were doing like, they'd have a stage and everyone would drive up and you could tune to like a station and get the sound or whatever. But so yeah, we were like, it was pretty crazy. It was awesome. It felt cool to be like one of the only bands out there doing it, and the fans were so stoked because everyone had been just cooped up in their homes for 2 years, and we were stoked and the crew was stoked, and it just like hadn't seen people in a couple of years. It was awesome. That one we just had like, the energy was amazing. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, dude, the first couple shows back from COVID after not going to concerts, like just as a viewer or a fan, like, first show back was Gojira, and I got second row at that show. dude. I got a pick from Joe, bro. I couldn't talk for like 3 days, dude. I was lost my shit at that show.
That's amazing. I love it.
That was a good show. Oh man, I get to see In Flames next Tuesday at that same place. I'm so hoping to get against the rails. I'm gonna break my body.
Yeah, dude, do it. Slip a disc. It's fun.
Dude, okay, so this place I've actually been having some pretty good luck with, like getting like against the rails or like behind the person against the rails. And the last time I was there was Whitechapel.
Oh,
and
dude,
they're from Tennessee, so they're like, their Tennessee shows go off. Like, it's dude, I hadn't seen a show that crazy that was like a brutal warfare since that Trivium Bodum show. That the Monomarth, that show was crazy because there was a bunch of fucking giant buff bikers from some gang, I don't know. They're just tossing kids, and we were just getting kicked in the head constantly from like crowd surfing.
Crowd surfers, yeah.
Yes, dude. And this was more intense than that. And bro, I remember turning sideways. I was against the rails. I remember turning sideways because I was trying to block my head from getting kicked. And there was like a 300-pound dude like behind me, and he just smashed me like sideways against him in the rail. And dude, my body, dude, I thought I broke my sternum. I thought I cracked my sternum. I got the wind knocked out of me, and like, oh man, it was fucking brutal. Yeah, and my ribs, I fucking like that. I like, yeah, I popped a rib. It was awful. They need padding on those rails. Why is there not padding on the rails, dude?
Probably because they never clean it and they would just get fucking disgusting.
That's probably true.
Yeah, that'd be sick. What's their singer name again? Phil Bozeman?
Phil Bozeman, dude, Phil's insane.
So good, such an unreal
so
voice,
good,
man.
Live too. They're so
good. I saw them open for Trivium when I saw Trivium like 2 years ago.
Yes, I saw that too. That was the first time I saw them. That was the BT Bam was on that as well.
Yep.
That show was so good. That was the Dead Man's Dragons tour.
I think so, something like that. Yeah.
So I hadn't listened to Whitechapel for probably like a decade before that. Like I knew when they first came out, and it was just too heavy for me. Like that wasn't my shit. Like Austin, my drummer, he's in Bleed the Sky. He was into more of the crazier shit. He was like, oh, you gotta check these guys out. And like, I couldn't get into it. And then when they came on, I had heard that they kind of changed styles, and dude, I was so blown away by, they played like half of their set was off of Kin, which is their newest album. There's so many like clean acoustics and shit on it, and like all this angelic singing. And I remember just sitting there, I'm like, bro, Silvercord could open for this shit. Like, what in the fuck? I'm like, this is not what I remember this band being. And I love their newer style, to be honest. It's so much more mature. And I think just the dynamics between Phil screaming like a crazy motherfucking demon and singing so well is just crazy.
I gotta listen to the new stuff again because I definitely did not like it as much as the old stuff.
Really? Oh.
And when I saw them live, they played a lot of new stuff. Like they didn't play the Saw Is the Law, and I'm like, okay,
they played that the last time I saw them. Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you gotta play the Saw Is the Law. And they
Saw
didn't play
the
it.
Law is fucking awesome. Yeah,
it's a banger, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, I saw them on the Valley tour, as well, where they did like the whole playthrough of that. That was the show that I saw them recently at, and they played Saw Is the Law at that show. But so yeah, dude, I would give Kin a try. I think it's a perfect out. Like, it's so
I'll give it another shot.
I'm more into like that softer shit. Yeah, see, I'm a lame ass now. I'll take slower acoustic shit like most of the time now. I don't know. Yeah. My heavy days are behind me for the most part. I mean, I like heavy, but like, it only takes so much of it. I listen to it enough on stream, I feel like. So I'm just like,
that's kind of fair. It's kind of, I was just doing another interview like recently where I don't know if you know Tom, what's his last name? Anello. Tom in Boston is his Twitch name. He's like a acoustic fingerstyle player.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's probably seen around. He's good. But we were talking about that, and he was like I never really listen to like bluegrass or folk music. He never really listens to like fingerstyle acoustic. I think it's just kind of when you're doing that all the time, you're looking for
that's
something
true.
A little different. Yeah,
that makes sense. Like I haven't. Yeah, my acoustic like chops are like not. I probably listen to that stuff more because I wanna get back into fucking playing it and writing it and stuff. That's probably why. I love my 90s music, man. Give me Incubus and Third Eye Blind and
Incubus
Goo Goo Dolls and all that. Alice in Chains.
I do love that. I do love that kind of music, but I think I was just expecting something different from Whitechapel. So
yeah.
I give it another go.
And I think that's why I probably got so hooked on it, because I was like, what? I was so just. I had no idea that's what they were going to sound like. BTBM was super sick.
Yeah, I cut half of their set, and they were fucking awesome.
And then obviously Trivium was amazing too.
Yeah, they're so good.
What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite band or like a top 3 favorite bands?
Dude, it's so hard. It changes. Like, I feel like every time I get asked this question, it probably changes.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Top 3. Oh man, Queens of the Stone Age would be in there, I think. Five Alarm Funk, who I was talking about earlier, would be in there. And then, oh Jesus Christ, that's tough. Lamb of God or Black Dahlia Murder would be a tough to pick between those two. Trivium would be up there. Man, I'd almost have to do it by genre.
Like that's what I was genre. Just like that's thinking tough. Too. I was thinking if someone was asking me, because there's so many things. There's so many different. Yeah.
Well, like different bands bring different music brings different elements and different things. And yeah, man, that's tough. Yeah.
And like you're saying, it could always change because of how your mood is, how life's going. Life just always puts us in different cycles.
Yeah, what shit you've been listening to lately, kind of thing.
Yeah,
versus exactly. All timers.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you say are like your top 3 musical influence?
Musical influences. Oh man, I would say so that kind of like early 2000s metalcore stuff. That was big because that's kind of like what I spent so many hours as a teenager just like in my room playing. Like As Lay Dying and Trivium and Lamb of God riffs. And I notice even like just subconsciously when I'm writing banjo parts, sometimes I'll like, after I write, I'm like, oh, this part sounds cool. And then we'll listen to it and I'm like, that sounds like a Killswitch Engage guitar lick or something like that. And I'm kind of like, it's like subconsciously like bleeding through into the parts that I play. Yeah, those guys. And then obviously like banjo wise, Earl Scruggs, he's like the king of the 3-finger style banjo. He wrote Foggy Mountain Breakdown, and
is that the style you mostly play?
Yeah, I mostly play 3-finger with the band. Who else? Musical influences. That's a good one too. Yeah, those metalcore guys, Earl Scruggs. Dude, honestly, yeah, I kind of take inspiration from everything. Like if I'm even if I'm listening to like EDM or like some like dubstep shit, like sometimes just the way that something will go into a drop or a breakdown, I'll like, okay, I want to replicate that and see how I can how we can make that same sort of that like build up of tension and then release.
Yep.
How do we do that with acoustic instruments and that kind of thing?
Or even like weird chord progressions you wouldn't normally think of on your own instrument.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or time signature changes and that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'll often just be listening to music and then something will just kind of hit me, and I'm like, okay, I'll like go back and listen to it a few times and be like, how can I like the way that this made me feel, or I like the way that this transition happened. How can I like reverse engineer that?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
For like a Dead South song or whatever. Yeah.
That's awesome. I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what you were talking about 3-finger style? What are all the different styles that you can play like on the banjo? That like there's all these different hand formations, or is it based off of how many you use finger picks, or there's styles without?
That's a good question. So 3-finger style, I always say like if you don't really know much about banjo and you're thinking of the banjo in your head, you're probably thinking of 3-finger style. It's like that Beverly Hillbillies theme, like the Ballad of Jed Clampett, Foggy Mountain Breakdown, which is like if you don't know the song, you know the song even if you think you don't know it. Yeah, Deliverance. That kind of like really fast, tinny plucking.
Yeah,
that's 3-finger style. You use these 3 fingers with thumb pick and 2 finger picks, and that gives you like the speed and the tone to play in that style. Then there's clawhammer style, which is a more old-timey style where it's all downstrokes, so you're never plucking up like this.
Oh, I like downstrokes, but I think I would like clawhammer.
Yeah, the metal guys would love clawhammer, all down picking. So it's just this fingernail and then your thumb, and the thumb rings the 5th string. On the banjo, the 5th string is
higher, right?
It's the highest pitched string on the banjo. and it's always tuned, or not always, but typically tuned to the tonic note of whatever the key is in. So if you're playing in G, that fifth string will be tuned to a G, so it can just drone throughout the song.
Okay. It's not reverse. It's not reverse order of a guitar though, right? Like the right underneath it is the lowest. So it's like high, low, and then they're ascending.
Exactly, ascending until the fifth string is the highest. And banjos are typically tuned to an open tuning as well. So if you just strum it without touching it with your left hand, it'll be an open.
So that's how fucking Johnny Resnick writes all the Goo Goo Doll songs. He does it on a banjo.
Yeah.
And then he tunes the guitar to the fucking banjo, dude.
Yeah.
Stupid ass tunings, dude.
Yeah, open tunings are weird. It took me a while to get used to it. But those are the two main styles of playing. So, and the claw hammer is really rhythmic. It's kind of got, they call it the bum diddy rhythm because it's bum diddy dicky dicky bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy bum diddy, and then you're doing a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs to get like filler notes in within that rhythm. That's kind of like the most basic way of playing claw hammer. Those are the two main styles, and they have like there's tenor banjos which are shorter and smaller that are played with a pick. There's plectrum banjos they call them, which are exactly like 5-string banjos, but they just don't have that fifth string.
Is a typical banjo a 5-string?
Typical banjo is a 5-string, yeah.
And they go down or they go up as well? Is there 4 and 6 or just 4?
There's 4 is the either plectrum, which is just like a standard 5-string if you took the 5th string off, and then there's tenors, which are, I think they're tuned the same as a mandolin actually, but they're shorter neck, a little bit smaller, only 4 strings. And then the 6-string banjo is basically like a guitar. They usually tune them like a guitar.
Oh, shit. That's cool. Do you have one of those?
Yeah, so then you can just... No, I don't. That's cheating. It's fucking bullshit.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was...
No, I was just joking.
But like, I'm leaving the show. How dare you fucking answer?
But, no, I don't have any of those. But yeah, those are kind of... But
I'm going to get one just because...
Yeah, just to... See the cheater banjo.
Fucking, we have you play guitar, and the next co-stream will be an opposite.
Yeah, I'll take one of the strings off your guitar, tune it to open G, and then you can play a 6-string banjo.
Hell yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's cool. That's kind of and like, I don't know, like as far as the history of banjo goes, how long have 4 and 5 strings been around for a long time?
It's a good question, man. Honestly, like my banjo history is terrible. I've
dare you?
done zero research.
I don't know. I just still feel like like guitars are like 8 and 9 strings now. Like is like the new thing. Like I know 7 strings have been around for a while, but it's still like I just never really paid attention to an instrument like that. So curious.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't think there's been too many innovations. Like in the last, I think the Scruggs was playing the 5-string in the 40s, and that's kind of when, or 50s maybe. That's really when he popularized it, and I'm sure there are a lot of people playing the 5-string before then. In terms of like 8 and 9-string guitars, like what's that? The last 10 or 20 years maybe. I don't know if there's been anything in the banjo world in that kind of same time.
I don't even know has it been that long. I mean, maybe 10. I don't know about 20.
Maybe 10.
I mean, maybe 8s were more than 10 years ago because of Meshuggah and stuff, but I feel like 9 is pretty fresh. Yeah. I couldn't imagine, dude, a 7-string I feel like an idiot on, so I don't.
Dude, 9 strings are nuts.
I couldn't imagine. I think an 8-string is honestly I don't see it.
Gonna have to unionize soon.
Yeah. Well, it could be just like animals or leaders. You don't even need a fucking bassist because you have a 9-string guitar.
Exactly, yeah. Dude, Tosin is a freak, eh?
Hey.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
alien.
So good.
He's alien.
Actual alien, yeah.
Literally, yeah. You can always tell when they're aliens because there's some weird way they play the guitar, like with their wrist. Like Marty Friedman, dude, that guy's an alien. You can tell by the way he holds his pick. Have you ever seen Marty Friedman's way he holds?
I don't think I have actually.
Oh, I'll have to send you something, dude. It is not from this planet. You're gonna be like, what in the fuck? It's the weirdest way. It's very odd, especially for a guitar. Like I don't know. but yeah, he shreds. So, but
Oh,
yeah. So anyways, why don't we put you on the spot here with what is a guilty pleasure band that you're not always willing to admit that you love?
See, my thing is I don't feel guilty about the shit that I like. I just like what I like. So
Yeah.
in terms of a guilty pleasure, like, I don't know, man. I listen to like a lot of this stuff that like musicians like there's this kind of weird thing with musicians where it's like if you kind of take yourself seriously as a musician, there's like certain stuff you have to hate. Like you have to hate all the top 40 stuff.
Yeah.
And like because you're like, oh, that's not real music. It's that's for like masses. Like I know what real music
fuck Taylor
is.
Swift,
it's
bro.
just like yeah. So you actually like some of Taylor Swift's songs. She's got some bangers, I think.
All right, Randy Stream. It's great having you here. No Swifties
you're
on my podcast here.
You're one of the people I'm describing.
I'm totally one of the people you're describing. Because I hate trend. But I do it because I hate trends. Like I just fucking hate
trends are
shit.
annoying. Like I understand that.
It's like the whole fucking sleep token phase, dude. I hated them because so many people never shut the fuck up about them. I'm just like, I don't care. Shut up.
I get that too. I never watched Game of Thrones, just kind of out of spite, just because everyone was watching it, even though I'm sure
we caught on it
show.
late. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get that, but I don't know. Guilty pleasure band, man, that's tough. Like, let me think, man.
Oh, did you mention Teddy Swims? Did you mention Teddy Swims?
Teddy Swims?
Yeah, or is Lori just bringing it up? Is that popular? I don't know if that song's popular. I don't fucking know. I don't look at the top 40 of today, Lori. What are you talking about?
I don't even know what Teddy Swims is.
Yeah, see, it's not that popular. You don't even know.
Dude, I think here's one that'll make everybody. Here's one that'll piss everybody off. I thought Imagine Dragons had a couple good songs.
Oh, get out, bro. You don't even want to know my honest opinion on that fucking band. I hate Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, of course you do. They're not as bad as everyone thinks. That's my hot take. Watch this. They're gonna. You know how Creed and Nickelback, they've gone through the whole thing where they were hated, and now then it was sort of like ironic, and now they're kind of like unironically becoming cool.
Were they hated though? I liked Creed back in the day, bro.
But that's what everyone does is they go, oh, they weren't that hated, dude. Are you kidding me? Creed and Nickelback were like, they were those bands where if you were a musician and you mentioned I like Nickelback, everyone would just scoff at you and be like, you're a fucking idiot.
But I'm really honest. I know everyone keeps lumping them together, but I feel like Nickelback is way worse than Creed.
Creed? I don't know. I think I'd go the opposite.
No way. Oh
yeah, Nickelback's got more riffs. But I think Imagine Dragons in 10 or 20 years is going to be...
Mark is literally a fucking insane guitarist.
What's Nickelback's guitarist's name too?
You talking about Chad Kroeger? He also plays I don't know the other guy's name.
The other guy. He's got some pretty good riffs.
I like their first album. I thought their first album, Silver Side Up, was amazing. After that, the second album was all right. But after that, I don't know. Where they made like the lame ass rock star songs and shit like that, the anthems.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not an anthem guy. That's like why I don't like fucking Imagine Dragons. I hate chants. I'm not a chant dude. Very rarely do songs with chants in them like actually work for me. Like I don't know what it is, dude.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think they're one of those bands that are like, you mention them now and people have a fucking fit. But if you give it 10 or 20 years, I think it'll be one of those things where retroactively people go, oh, they're actually not so bad.
It's because we're going into an all digital AI space, and that's why it would work.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Radioactive. Like I like the first couple.
Yeah, Radioactive was good.
They put out
Believer was good.
But
Believer
after that, it was like
Believer,
Thunder. Like, are you serious with that song?
Thunder wasn't terrible.
Bro, it says Thunder like 18,000 fucking times in that song.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't spell it out actually.
Yeah. That would have been awesome. Do the second, the final chorus.
Bananas.
Double and then
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Yeah.
Yo, Foul Play, what's going on, dude? Welcome on in, y'all. If you guys are joining on in, Trapline, how's it going? Welcome in, everybody. Guys, if you guys aren't following Foul Play, make sure you guys are giving him a follow. Another awesome drummer here on Kick. So yeah, we talked about this. So Imagine Dragons, huh?
Yeah, let's go with that. That'll be my answer to that question.
I hate your answer.
I've heard some of the stuff that I don't love.
I don't really like have a guilty pleasure either. I just always openly admit that I absolutely love Goo Goo Dolls. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah, dude, I used to listen to them a lot. In high school, I had a real big Goo Goo Dolls phase.
I think Johnny knows how to just write simple but very catchy songs. Like, there a lot of their songs that aren't hits as well are just so underrated. And I don't know. I really gravitated towards like acoustic stuff probably over like the last 10 years of my life of just like I don't know. I love playing metal. Like that's cool and all, but like there's something about like writing really cool finger picking like acoustic vibes or even just coming up with good strumming chord progressions and allowing somebody who's really good at vocals to just take a song into a completely different direction as well. You know,
yeah, that's
always
awesome.
That's always cool. But I feel like with metal, it's like you can always overcomplicate things to where maybe the vocals, depending on the vocal style of what metal you're doing, might not always hit the nail on the head in a sense. But I mean, that just depends if you're still finding your style.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. What do we got here next? What do you got? Oh, so let's go through your favorite songs to play. What's your favorite
songs?
Favorite cover to play? How about this? Let's do this.
Ooh.
Favorite cover to play on guitar and banjo. And then what's your favorite Dead South song to play?
Okay, favorite cover to play on guitar would be oh man, there's some good ones. Maybe
I don't think I can answer this question.
Paper Cut by Linkin Park, maybe.
Ooh,
I love that one.
That's a fucking fun one.
Blinded by As Lay Dying. That one pops into my head.
Oh, I don't know that one. I need to learn that one.
It's a good one. It's got some fun tapping in it. It's just like such a banger.
Yeah.
Dude, banjo favorite
Nick
cover to play.
It's so good at guitar.
Dude, it's insane.
Have you heard his side project band? Or I guess it's not his side project because he's not in As Lay Dying anymore, but that like band he went to after that.
What are they called again?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember, but yeah, they were pretty sick. I only checked them out when they like first came out. That's why I don't remember. That was a while ago.
I never actually checked them out. Yeah, he's an unreal guitarist.
Yeah.
Banjo favorite one to cover probably Terra's by Silosis.
Oh yeah,
that one's so fun.
That one's sick.
I do Silvera too by Gojira, which is a lot of fun. And then favorite Dead South song would probably be Oops.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I love that one. It's like an technically easier song, so it doesn't take like as much focus. And it's just like, it's one of those, we usually play it like within the first 5 songs of the set, and it's one of those like turning points in the show where maybe everyone's a little quiet or they're a little like, you know, just hanging out. And then that one, usually by the end of that one is when people start fucking going crazy. Yeah. It's like kind of a, yeah.
That's such a good song. You guys have the set list like set up for your guys' next leg coming up here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty much the same as the last couple legs. And we got 6 songs from the new album, and then like maybe 10 or so from previous albums.
It's a good set list. What is that? A little over an hour?
Yeah, we do an hour and a half, including the encore. So we'll do like 75 minutes or so, go off stage for a couple minutes, and then we come out and do 2 more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What's the hardest fucking Dead South song to play that you're just like, oh man, why we fucking added this to the set list?
Right now it's Completely Sweetly, just because it's kind of fresh. And it's got that, and it's got that weird, that weird kind of timing thing with the kick drum, because I play the kick drum with that.
Yeah,
one
where
as
it
well.
does the hit. Oh man, dude.
Yeah,
that,
and then
I
it skips the hit the next time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
that
so
part, bro.
that one always gets me a little bit nervous still. So yeah,
Depends
that
on
would
how
be
much
the
weed you
hardest
smoked
one.
before the show. Away.
Dude, I never smoke before the show.
Oh,
I
yeah?
never smoke before the show. The
Yeah.
only exception is if like on this last Australian tour, we had to get up at like 4 a.m. to go catch a flight to the next show. Like I'll wake up and smoke a little bit before going to the airport,
Yeah.
just so I can like get a little sleep on the plane or whatever. But other than that, I always have to save it till after. Even if I smoke early in the day, just like I don't know, I need
Fucks
like
with you.
that full fresh focus. Yeah.
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 I totally would vibe with that too. I would probably not, but I would see why it would be needed.
Yeah, it depends who you are. Like Scotty smokes before every show. He just loves it. So
Yeah.
depends.
That would
Yeah.
be my guitarist Blake as well.
Yeah.
Cameron never smokes. Austin definitely does. Professional shit. Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Completely Sweetly is so good.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad
Rules.
you like that one.
It's so like I don't know. It's like Maiden Priest influence in a weird way that with
Oh,
that,
big time,
or
yeah.
like this is like a melody to it that's like, or almost like even some Iced Earth like acoustic vibes almost too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
There's a lot of that like palm muting on the open string and like the like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, obviously super Iron Maiden
yep.
/ like Iced Earth metalcore kind of shit.
That's what kind of
Yeah.
warm up stuff do you do usually before your shows? Obviously, it doesn't smoke. So
No
but,
smoke.
like,
No.
have a
So
plain,
I kind of go through all of the like hard spots. So I'll start with like, I was telling you about the different styles of playing. There's 3-finger style and claw hammer, which are the most common, and then I play some with a guitar pick as well. So I'll usually start with the 3-finger stuff. I'll do like some chords and some scales, and then I'll work my way through the set list and just I'll do like the Traveling Man solos, like anything that's kind of like a little bit trickier. I'll just play those. So I'll do like Black Lung has kind of a tricky banjo part, the Traveling Man solos, Bastard Son solo, and I'll just kind of go through the set list, and if I have a solo or a part that's kind of tricky, just play it a couple times, and I'll do the same thing for clawhammer and then for guitar pick. So it's kind of like spend 10 or 15 minutes on each like style or whatever. I'll start my warm up about an hour before showtime,
nice.
and then yeah, it's pretty basic. And then usually I play a song or two with the guys depending on what they're doing for their warm ups that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys, he streams
So that's
his,
kinda my standard.
his warm-ups before
and I stream the warm ups,
before shows, guys. So if you guys,
and I stream the shows too.
yes, guys, if you guys haven't followed it, Freddie, the kick folk over here that haven't given Colton the follow, go give him a follow over on Twitch. Maybe we'll get him to dual stream over on the green side at one point in the future, but we'll see. But so do you have any advice for other gigging musicians as far as warm-up prep before shows that you've learned over the years?
Dude, honestly, it's kind of like embarrassing to say, but I didn't even start warming up for shows until very recently. Like basically in the last like year. Usually I would just kind of go out and the first couple songs would be the warm-up. But then I started streaming the shows, and I was kind of really inspired when I saw Trivium. Like I got to hang out with them backstage, and they do their whole like warm up, and like Matt does his warm up on his own, and then they do a couple songs with the band. And I was really inspired by that, so I was like, I'm gonna start doing that too, and started streaming it. So I mean, it's whatever. Like some people need a long warm up, some people don't need a warm up at all. Warm up wise, I'm not really sure. It'd just be a matter. I think if you're a vocalist, warming up is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Just to save your vocal cords and your throat in the long run. Like Nate was having a hard time a couple tours ago. Just like his voice kind of gassing out early in the tour, and since he started warming up, I think it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a vocalist, definitely warm up.
Muscle you got to use always.
Yeah, totally. And like I watched an interview with Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit once, and
He's
someone
a
asked him what he does for a
freak
warm
of a
up. And
guitarist, bro.
dude, that's the thing. He's so good, but
So
he was just
underrated.
like, he was like, I don't really warm up because Limp Bizkit songs are easy because he just goes out there and it's just like drop tuning,
Yeah.
open chord riffs for the most
But
part.
it's
So
weird. It's such weird shit, though.
it is weird shit. It is weird, but it's
He
not like
writes like non-typical like riff style vibe. I don't know. It's some of it's easy, but some of it's got some weird. Dude, the fact that he got like a custom 4-string guitar for Nookie is like
for Nookie, dude. I know it's crazy. Yeah,
weird as
Nookie.
fuck.
Yeah, so that one's a weird one, but like a lot of their stuff is just like drop tuning power chords. So he was like, I don't even warm up before Limp Bizkit gigs. So it's gonna depend on everybody. Whatever you feel like you need to, like for some people it's not even like a physical thing, it's like a mental thing.
Yeah,
kind of getting into, and I find that too actually, since sometimes you're on tour and you're having like weird travel days or whatever and you just get exhausted and you would need to take a nap, and there were sometimes like I'd wake up
I
from
love
a nap
naps.
15 minutes before going on stage,
Oh shit.
and you're just like that first the first half hour of the set you're just like fucking still waking up. So now I get that out of the way on my warm-up stream, and so if I'm tired and I wake up 20 minutes before the warm-up, that's fine because it's just the warm-up.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets me mentally and gets the fingers warm, and I kind of go over all the parts in my head, all the things that are kind of tough. And if something's giving me a little grief, I'll slow it down and play it an extra couple times, just to make sure I nail all the kind of the hard parts.
Fuck yeah, dude! I want to do all these things.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot of years to get to this point, though.
Yeah, I know. And so how I know you were out of Dead South for a period of time. So like, how was it? What happened there, and what caused you to take a break from Dead South and then get back into it?
So that was basically we were touring like crazy in like a minivan and making zero money, and I just got like burnt out, like extremely burnt out, and I just couldn't do it was like the physical like mental burnout plus the like financial stress was just one of those things where I was just like, man, I don't really think I can like do this for a whole lot longer. This was before In Hell blew up too. Like we were just like killing ourselves to play these like local gigs and just like not making any money. It was fun. Like obviously I loved playing with the guys. I loved like performing everything, but it was just the like lifestyle of it that it just wore me the fuck out. So I told the guys I was like, man, I just need a break from all this. So I took a break for a couple of years, worked as a school teacher actually, and then of course like right after I left is when In Hell started to blow up. I was like, oh, wonderful, perfect timing. And then a couple of years later, started chatting with Nate again and chatting with the other guys, and I was just kind of like, I didn't expect. I was like, I left the band, and if I ask, yo, can I, come give it another shot, and they say, go fuck yourself, I was like totally willing and like ready to have that, because I was like, I left the band and that's the choice I made and whatever. But they were nice enough to just be like, hell yeah, man, come on back. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of those things, man. It was kind of just like that total mental and physical burnout was gnarly. It was bad.
So that actually sets up my next question perfectly. And maybe, you can talk about how it was then and how it is now. What is tour life like?
Yeah. So it's a lot better now. It's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
We have now we're like, we if we have a day off, we get our own hotel rooms and we tour on a bus. There's 12 of us with band and crew that travel on the bus together. So the way that works is like you play the show, you get on the bus drives to the next town, and then you wake up in the next town. You could sleep till, like when we're on tour, Scott sleeps till, like we have sound check at 4 p.m. Scott wakes up at like 3:45 p.m. Like you can just sleep in those bunks. Like they're just like, it's like the fans blowing and the white noise, and they got these like blackout curtains you pull through, and they're just like, I actually sleep really well on the bus. Like it's awesome. It's just like
that's
a
awesome.
little like sensory deprivation chamber or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's awesome because like in the early days, like you'd play a gig, and those early shows that you play in like pubs and stuff are way later. Like now we'll start our set somewhere between 9 and 10. Sometimes you didn't play till like midnight in those other gigs, and
Oh,
then you'd get back to the hotel at 3 a.m. and you got to be on the road at 6 or 7 a.m. to get to the next place. And you just do that night after night after night, and it's just like not sleeping. And I'm a terrible sleeper too, so like if I know I got to be up in 4 hours, I just won't sleep.
yeah.
You just go multiple days without sleeping, and it was, oh man, it was brutal. But now it's like we have
That's
a
why
road
you're so
crew.
skinny back then, huh?
Actually, like legitimately, man.
Yeah.
I was, when I see photos of myself from then, I'm like, fuck, I was underweight for sure. Like it was, yeah, I was sick all the time and shit. It was just brutal.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, now it's way better. Bus is
Yeah,
like,
now you're buff and
the bus is
fucking
amazing.
doing fucking martial arts.
Yep, yeah, get to do jiu-jitsu on tour, and yeah, it's good. It's a
So
lot,
yeah,
a
talk
lot more
about
comfortable
talk a
now.
little bit about your jujitsu. Like, what got you into that? When did you start doing that? You said
So
you do it while you're on
did,
tour as well.
do as much as yeah, much as I can. I was in Taekwondo. My mom put me in Taekwondo when I was like 10, and I loved it. I just fell in love with like martial arts. I loved the physical aspect of it. Like I just loved training, loved working out, loved like it's kind of like music. Like you get better and you just take something or like skateboarding or whatever. You just take these
Yeah.
techniques and practice them over and over and over and over, trying to achieve perfection, knowing you're never going to get there, but you just keep working towards it. I just loved it. And Taekwondo was all striking, so that's punching and kicking basically. And then when I moved to Regina, there was a couple guys that I did Taekwondo with who were also doing Jiu-Jitsu. And Jiu-Jitsu is huge now, but it was not always as big. Like it's grown, like in the last 5 years, it's grown just exponentially more than any time before that. So when I started doing Jiu-Jitsu, like there was maybe like 100 people in the whole province of Saskatchewan who did it,
Oh,
if I
okay.
had to guess. Like so,
Hey.
it was really really early days. But anyways, I went to Jiu-Jitsu, and the first day I was there, I was just like sold. I was like, okay, I'm done with Taekwondo. Like Jiu-Jitsu is the way. Because I had a black belt in Taekwondo, and these Jiu-Jitsu guys just made me feel like I had never, like I had no combat experience at all, and they just like, because Jiu-Jitsu is all grappling. There's no punching or kicking. It's all just like
Oh, okay.
grabbing the body, and like the whole thing is you immobilize your opponent and get control of their movement so that you can submit them either with a choke or a joint lock. So you're either going to break an arm or a leg, or you're going to choke the person, is essentially the idea. And you use the ground to do that. So you take your opponent, you get them to the ground, and then from there, that's kind of like where jiu-jitsu starts, is once the
Okay.
fight gets on the ground. So yeah, I just fell in love with it. It's like the backbone of everything else in my life is like martial arts and like fitness. Like when I'm not regularly in like exercising a lot and doing martial arts, and when I'm not regularly in that like world is kind of when shit starts to kind of like unravel for me, like mentally and physically. I just kind of feel shittier. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I love it. It's like a therapy session every time. You just come out of jiu-jitsu feeling so good. It's like infinitely humbling. Like I've been doing it for almost 10 years now, and I'll still just get my fucking ass whooped some days by people who have been training half the time that I've been training, and it's good. It's like I think more people need to get the shit kicked out of them, to be honest with you.
Right.
I feel like people would be a lot nicer if, especially like with the internet and social media and stuff, people would be a lot nicer if they got their
Wait, you
asses
mean we
handed
can't
to them.
all be keyboard warriors? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
exactly. Yeah, so it's like it's good, man. It's so grounding because it doesn't nothing else matters when you're doing jiu-jitsu, when you're like on the mat. It's just one of those things that you have to have 100% of your focus in, and yeah, it doesn't matter if you're like tour in a cool band or whatever. Like nobody gives a shit when you're doing jiu-jitsu. It's just like
Yeah,
just you, one other person, and the ground, and it's awesome. It's the best. I love it.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
always
fun. I've
wanted
been
to
to
do
almost.
karate or taekwondo when I was a kid, but my parents could never, I guess, afford it. I don't know. I always bugged and never got put into it. I was stuck playing baseball. But
Hey, baseball's
what it
sweet
is.
too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Until, never mind. This isn't my podcast. Anyways, yeah, I remember. Do you remember that movie Three Ninjas? Bro, that movie made me want to just fucking do like anything that was martial arts when I was a kid. Do you remember that movie?
I never saw that one actually. Oh. But I've seen a lot of the 90s like martial arts movies.
I mean, I'm sure it's really bad when you watch it because it's a 90s movie. But when you're a kid, you're just like, yes, let's go.
This is the best. This is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, basically it's like three like brothers that get trained in like karate by their fucking grandpa, and then like some burglars come into the house and it's like Home Alone. They basically beat the shit out of them, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
One of those kid fantasy movies. You're like, I want to be the kid in the movie.
Yeah, totally.
I'm ready. When burglars come in, I'm gonna fucking trap up the house and fucking karate chop them. What's one of your favorite movies as a kid and as an adult? As a kid and as an adult. Okay, I don't even know if I can answer that.
A movie my sister and I watched over and over and over as a kid was, I think it's called The Swan Princess. It's like one of those animated. I
remember that.
But she like turns into a swan, and then there's like some evil guy in a castle turns her into a swan and keeps her as a swan or something. And then there's like John Cleese played like a French frog in it. Yeah,
that's right.
That one was
that
awesome.
Was Disney. I think it's the same studio that did like Fern Gully and
I think it's. I can't remember who it is, but I don't think it's Disney.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, but it was awesome. So good. And then as an adult, oh man, that's a good one. I've been so bad for watching movies lately. I used to be like such a movie buff, and I kind of don't pay as much attention anymore. I would say first one that came to my head when you said that was Old Boy, the Korean like revenge film. There's an American remake, but I haven't seen the American one. Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's just like a lot of twists and turns and really intense like revenge thriller. This guy's like, he's locked in a room for, I can't remember, it's like 10 years or something like that. And then he has no clue who put him there or why he's there. And then just one day he's released. So then it's just him trying to figure out who like kept him in this room for all those years and why. And he's trying to track the guy down. That's pretty interesting. So good. Yeah, it's really, really good.
I'm obsessed with anything that's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Dark Knight is my favorite. Interstellar is also up there.
Interstellar was good. Yeah. Memento was awesome.
Memento is great.
One. Yeah.
Inception was good too. They're all fucking really good. I still haven't seen what was the last one?
I think two that I haven't seen. He did Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
I haven't seen that. And then did he do Tenet or something like that?
Oh, Tenet was good. I like Tenet.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
A lot of people didn't really care for it. I don't think it did that great, but yeah, Tenet was good. What was the war movie he did?
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was great too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like his stuff. Oh, dude. I mean, one of my favorites too is The Prestige, dude.
Oh, dude.
That movie is so underrated, dude. That movie is amazing.
That one is really good.
Christian Bale is actually one of my favorite actors of all time. I just love the lengths that guy goes to for some of his parts. Have you seen The Machinist?
Yeah, dude. It's wild. He ate an apple and a can of tuna a day for like months.
Yeah.
That's all he ate. It's so nuts.
So insane. And then the next movie he did was fucking Batman Begins, and he had to get completely ripped, bro. Yeah, like what the fuck?
Dude,
and then he lost weight again for The Fighter. Like, it's just... Yeah. Dude, he's so good.
And then he played Dick Cheney. And he had...
Oh, that's right. And he gained a fuck ton of weight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good, man. Christian Bale's really good. Do you know... Have you been on his Twitter?
No, I should follow him.
Dude, he has 2 tweets. His entire Twitter. It's the real Christian Bale. First one is like... I can't remember what it is. Oh, the first one just says, "Hello, world." And then his second tweet is like 6 months later, and he says, sorry guys, I'm not very much into Twitter or something like that. That's his entire like Twitter thing, and he's yeah, it's so funny.
I don't blame him. Twitter sucks.
That's his entire thing. Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's funny.
Hello world. Sorry, I'm not that into Twitter.
Dude,
the only two things he ever posted.
If my wife's company had something that was Batman signed by Christian Bale, I'd be spending our money on it.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
They have a bunch of Hugh Jackman X-Men. Well, not a bunch. They have some rare Hugh Jackman like Wolverine shit right now, which is pretty cool.
That'd be cool. I love Hugh Jackman. He's dope.
I can't wait for the new Deadpool.
Dude, I've never seen Deadpool.
Neither one of them? Not the first or the second?
I haven't seen either of them.
Oh,
no.
they're so
and
good.
I should, because Deadpool's from Regina. Like, the character Deadpool is from Regina, Saskatchewan.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like, in the fictional world, he's from Regina. It's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
So I should watch it. But like I said,
Ryan Reynolds is perfect.
I barely watch movies anymore. He's good. He's funny, man.
Perfect for that role.
Funny.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I got like 15 minutes or so here. I gotta get Sadie to bed. So.
Said 15 or 1-5?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
1-5, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's move on to a couple other questions Dead South related. What's your favorite country to tour in or play in?
United States, hands down. You know what? Australia has been awesome. We've only been there twice. Australia's a lot of fun too, but I love coming to the States, man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's closer to home. You don't got to do that overseas flight and deal with jet lag and all that kind of shit. The crowds are loud. Some crowds in Europe, especially, it feels like you're playing in a library sometimes. Like, they're so quiet. And in between songs, it's just like you're in this big room and then everyone just goes, shh, and everyone's just like absolutely silent. I don't like that feeling. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like you're being judged or something. I don't know. It's weird. I much prefer the American crowds where it's just like they're just loud and you're going crazy the whole time.
They never shut the fuck up.
Talking and yeah. Like, I like hearing that like rumble in the crowd between songs.
Drunk,
like, I like hearing
dumbasses.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'll take it because you feel like, you just feel under the microscope sometimes when you're playing to those really, really quiet crowds.
Yeah.
And then the U.S. just has the best. They have the best venues too. Like, the best. There's like so many. Like in Europe,
you care about
Canada,
music.
Yeah, like so many. Their venues are built to be venues. So there's like a loading dock in the back, and there's like, showers and restrooms in the back, like nice like amenities and things like that. In Europe, and even Canada, like I was saying, there's not a ton of like mid-sized venues in Canada. A lot of the venues are like, it used to be a bank, or it used to be a train station, or it used to be something else, and they're kind of like shoehorned into being venues, which can give them a lot of cool character, a lot of those venues. But sometimes just like, the thing with touring is it becomes like, it's exciting and everything, but it becomes just normal after a while. And like, you really feel it when like you're in a venue and there's 25 people backstage between all the artists and crews, and there's like one bathroom, and you're just like, this is fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, it's just shit like that where it's like, I can't even fucking take a shit. I gotta wait an hour before I can even take a shit. Like, like little like nuisances like that start to build up over a tour. Yeah, and you're just kind of like,
right?
My God, like, why do they build it this way? Yeah, like, why the fuck was it built this way? Or like, there's no shower in the venue, so you have to get a hotel room. That's a 15-minute Uber ride away. So if you want to go take a shower, you got to hop in an Uber. That kind of shit. Which just like, yeah, when you're just there to work and you're trying to like just do your thing every day, it can be kind of a nuisance. So, yeah. But in America, there's a ton of venues that it's like they're like built to be a venue by someone who's like either worked at venues or has toured with bands or something like that. And like the U.S. just kind of has that like that comfort and convenience factor, which is like, it's really nice when you're on tour.
Well, good. Fuck yeah, USA.
Yeah, dude, fucking America, baby.
Yeah, get her done.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. So what does Dead South have coming up in the works? You guys got a tour coming up. You guys just put out an album.
Yep, new album came out February. So this year is heavy touring year. Next tour starts in 3 weeks or so in Europe. Do 3 weeks in Europe, and then the rest of the year is North America. So then we got three after this European run. We got, I think, 4 more runs for the year that are all North America. So
And so since you guys are a Canadian band, it's not like most North American tours where you just do one show in Canada.
Yeah, we got a couple. We do in Vancouver.
I always hear you Canadians complaining about that. From
oh, dude,
don't call it a North American tour if you're only playing one. What are they gonna call it? The USA and one Canada show tour? Like,
yeah, exactly. And then if I called it call it US and Canada. Oh, why do you even mention Canada? It's only one gig.
Just surprise us without saying it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the streaming side of things. How did you get into streaming on Twitch? And was Twitch your first place that you started streaming on?
Twitch was first, yep. So we recorded a couple of cover EPs in over COVID. And my bandmate Danny, he works as a structural engineer, and he likes listening to streams while he works. So he's usually got like either music or like a Twitch streamer on in the background. And when we were recording one of those EPs, he just mentioned it. He was just like, "You ever go on Twitch? Like, I feel like you'd kind of be into Twitch streaming or something like that." And I was like, I'd literally never even been on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe. And then we recorded that second EP in Kelowna, BC. And then when we were flying home, I just downloaded there's a jiu-jitsu podcast that I listened to that Matt Hafey was on. I was like, oh, sweet. I downloaded that episode, and I didn't even know he was a streamer at the time. Downloaded the episode, listened to it on the plane ride home, and he talked about Twitch streaming. It was like right after Danny mentioned it. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try Twitch streaming. And had no clue how it worked. My first couple streams were just, I literally downloaded the Twitch app on my Xbox. So I didn't have a camera or anything. And I was just like playing Xbox games through the Twitch app on Xbox.
You started with games.
And I remember being like, why isn't the chat on the screen? Like I had no clue overlays or like literally anything. No idea how it worked. I didn't even know people streamed from their computers. Like I thought they did them for consoles. Like that's how fucking.
But you didn't even know about. So did you think that Matt Heapy streamed games? Did you even know that music was like a thing?
I knew he streamed music because he talked about it on the podcast, but I just didn't really connect it in my head.
Okay.
I was just like, I thought maybe he just set up a.
I didn't know music. It was a thing on Twitch for like up until like a year before COVID, like 2019.
Okay.
And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, there's musicians on here. Yeah. Blew my mind.
Yeah, I didn't know, dude. I literally knew nothing about it. I had no fucking clue how it worked. And then that was in July of. Would have been 21, June or July of 2021, and I've just kind of been slowly trying to up my game a little bit. We had actually.
Your stream is amazing, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Your fucking stream room is so sick.
Thanks, dude.
Fucking love your stream room.
It was kind of funny because I was doing like the Xbox gaming streams for a while, and we had like some plumbing issues in our basement, and that's where I was streaming from, and I couldn't stream from there, so. I was like, fuck, I got to stream from my laptop. So I remember one morning I woke up. Was it
because it was flooded or because it smelled like shit?
I think it was a little column A, a little column B. So we had the plumbers come in, and it was way too noisy down there. And I was like, fuck, I guess I got to stream from my laptop. So I remember that morning, I didn't even know what OBS was. I didn't know what overlays were. And that morning, like an hour before the stream, I was like, fucking trying to figure all this shit out and set it all up. And
good luck.
I was like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck is this? This is way more. Yeah, this is way more complicated than I expected. But I made it through those first couple, still just doing games, and then I started playing banjo on stream a little bit more, and just kind of little one step at a time, trying to make it better and better.
Nice. When did you start it? Did you kind of always start incorporating guitar with banjo at the same time, or didn't do guitar till later?
Mostly banjo. Yeah. I didn't start because I didn't have a good. I didn't have a good audio setup. I just had a mic at first, and I don't have a guitar amp or anything. I just do everything like digitally. So it took me a while to figure out how to get I had to buy like an interface, and I had to buy fucking.
Took me a year
200
to
pedals
figure
and that
out.
kind of shit.
It took me a year to figure out how to go live guitar wise.
Dude. And everyone I talk to everyone does it a slightly different way.
Everyone, because everyone's setup is different. Yeah. And everyone has a different preference. Like, so the reason that mine took forever, I have a giant interface, not like the basic USB, Focusrite, like the 2 input. That's like a USB audio. This one is ASIO, and I didn't want to use a DAW because I I know how Pro Tools is. Pro Tools will fucking crash and shit like that. I ain't trying to deal with that. I just wanted to use a standalone, and to use the standalone VST, but then try to bring it into OBS. I kept getting like popping and clicking, and it was because it was ASIO audio, and OBS has to use ASIO audio as well to understand it, and they both can't use ASIO audio together. So I had to buy a second audio card for route one into the other, and it's so I'm just like, bro, it took me so long to figure that shit out.
You know what I did for my first couple streams with my when I was doing like plugged in guitar shit? This is literally what I did, and it actually worked for longer than I expected it to. I set the audio settings to mono in OBS, and then my 2 channel outs of my, like there's a left and right out, I went out straight back into input 2. So I had like my right audio out into my interface. So my guitar was in input 1, and then the output was in input 2, and then I was putting that audio through because I couldn't figure out how to get it to. I couldn't figure out how to get it to work with the DAW, because working with DAWs in OBS is fucking hard. So I was just one day. It was like one of those things where it was like, fuck, I'm gonna try and stream a guitar today. Like I got to figure this out, and I was just scrambling trying to. And I was like, okay, I can get the output audio. So what if the output just like went right back in? I can't remember how the fuck I figured it out for it to work, but it worked for a while. So, dude, but then I couldn't have. Then the problem was
that's some MacGyver shit right there, bro.
Then I had to figure out how to really do it though, because I wanted to start playing with 2 inputs, because I was going just mic at first, and now I have like my mic line and my banjo line are separate so that I can control the levels. But yeah, so then I had to figure out how to do it for real, because I needed to use both of those inputs. I couldn't just do the output back into itself.
Oh man. Audio routing is fucking annoying.
It's so fucking
annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying, man.
So speaking of annoying things, what's some of the more difficult things that you come across as a streamer?
Ooh, as a streamer, dude, I hate this with the band too. Is I hate being told what to do. Like as soon as, even if I want to do something, and then someone's like, it's like, let's say I want to cover a song, and someone's like, you should cover this song, then I'm immediately like not interested. I'm like, fuck you, I don't want to play this goddamn song. Not like when it's a request list and it's like the requests are on the list, that's totally fine. But when it's like, oh, like we hear this, we've heard this as a band for you guys should. Oh man, like I still get DMs. Oh, I just heard this song, man. You guys should cover it. Okay, yeah, sure. We'll set up a rehearsal.
Are you talking about Dead South, or are you talking about on stream?
I'm talking about both. Like it's the same problem. It's just when people tell you what to do. But like we've had that so often where it's just like, dude, like it's not as simple as you think it is. Like we got one of the bandmates is in fucking Kelowna. What are we gonna fly him in, rehearse for a few days, book some time at the studio, record the song, just because you fucking sent me an Instagram message or commented on the thing to do it? Like it drives me nuts. And it's the same thing with like
Joe,
like because I play
in a fucking mobile home.
Yeah, and like I fucking play. Like I play like guitars, like metal shit on the banjo. Like it's for me to like learn a song, unless I'm just like playing along, like just plunking along with the chords. But it takes a while. Like it takes a little. I can't just like.
What you mean you can't just transpose it and like?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't read.
I gotta look at the guitar tab.
Wait, you don't see the guitar tab as a banjo? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So I gotta read the guitar tab, and then I gotta like, because it's in a different tune, I gotta like do the math in my head of like, okay, how would I play this on the banjo? And it takes a little while. And people are always just like, oh, just
we're on the same.
This one. Oh,
we're on the same boat. When people try to do, people have been trying to throw live learns at me that tabs don't exist. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm not live learning this on stream. You're out of your mind.
Oh, dude. And then doing it on stream
drunk,
too, while people are watching.
You're
just like, fuck. Yeah.
And then you just get frustrated. I try to be nice. I start it, and then I get frustrated because some riffs. And then I find out the tuning was completely wrong, and
God, it's like, oh fuck this.
Lori knows all about my rage flips. I'll go from fucking 0 to 100 like that from a fucking request that I'm just.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way, man. Yeah.
So, what are some of your other hobbies outside of streaming? And obviously, Dead South. You were talking about jujitsu being one of them. What are some of your favorite games to play?
Ooh, I've been playing a lot of Switch games lately, especially this last week because I've been fucking just on this chair because of my back. I'm really into I like single player kind of like exploration, combat, like Zelda and like Metroidvania type games, JRPGs. Something that's kind of like got a storyline,
Yeah.
that kind of shit. Those are usually my kind of games. I don't do a lot of the like big online ones, like Warzone
People
and stuff.
suck.
Those games are so fun, but fuck,
Call
it's
of Duty
just so
sucks.
hard. People are so good. Like the learning
Oh,
curve is
yeah.
just so high, and I'm just like, I don't have the time to put into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like playing those kind of games, retro games, that kind of
Give
shit.
World of Warcraft a try.
Yeah, I've never actually played World of Warcraft. I
Just
played
play
like
World of Warcraft Classic, like the old, like did they have classics or it's like the old school version, which is like what I started, like how it started. It's like very
Okay.
minimalistic. It's not like all this
Right.
extra shit like the new version is now. But
That'd be awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just re-subbed. Some people were trying to get me to play again. I don't know if you're
Oh, yeah.
interested. I'd take the time to level with you. I'd be down.
Ooh, I might be able to be
You got a
convinced.
tour. You get your bag, bro. You just need to just worry about
Yeah.
all that, bro.
For now, I
video
am.
games with me, dude. Don't worry about any of that shit.
I'm confined to the Switch right now.
I know.
Sando.
We were just talking. We need to get another Switch in the house because my wife hogs the fuck out of the Switch. Some racing
It's a good
game.
console, man.
It is. It is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long. Dethrone just jumped in the channel. Yo, Nico, what's going on, dude?
Hey, what's up, Nico? Good to see you, bro. Nico's the man.
Oh, well, okay. Can I maybe ask real quick before I let you get out of here? What do you have any plans for TwitchCon? What
Yeah,
you know
I'm
about
thinking
that
about
yet?
it, man. I know it's San Diego again. I love San
Yeah.
Diego. The thing is, our tour schedule is really heavy this year. I think we're gonna make a call like a little closer to the date this year.
You and I
Are
talked
you
about
going?
this before. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of dependent on the fence on whether you end up whether you and honestly Nico, whether you guys end up going, and kind of depending on how I know Nico's kind of found out about possible one-shot housing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like. Those are things that are factoring in for sure. It's kind
Yeah, I
of
gotta
weird.
talk to Graves.
For me, it's kind of weird because I'm not on Twitch, so it's not like I just have TwitchCon. Kick actually gets pretty
Right.
involved with a lot of other conventions. They don't have like their own yet. So
Right.
I'm looking to go to DreamHack Atlanta, which is in October. I went to that in December last year. That was a blast.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was
I went
awesome,
to that. Yeah, it just was like, man, dude, going to that and TwitchCon was just like, it was so cool being on both of those like spectrums and those communities and just hanging out with all those people.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Yeah, I just got asked about if I'm going to another one that's coming up in June, called Midwest Fest. I wasn't planning on it, but I guess Matt Suarez is going there, and there's a possibility
Oh
of
yeah, that's dope.
possibly some of us musicians, if I do go, that I could possibly play on stage and fucking rock some tunes and shit
Oh,
like
that'd be
that.
awesome, dude.
So yeah, I think I need to probably just make it happen, get my foot in
Yeah.
some sort of door of some sort. But
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll decide probably like in the summertime.
yeah,
Some point.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I will let
Fuck
you
yeah,
get
man.
back to your family. I appreciate your time tonight, and
Dude, it was fun.
this was great,
It was a
dude.
blast.
I hope your back heals up fast, man, and I'm hoping
Thanks, dude.
that you are able to start the tour with the rest of the guys. Like, what would be the like alternative? Like,
I don't even know. It would either be, yeah, I don't know. We have to talk through it. We got to talk
Yeah.
through it with our managers and everything. Still come up with a plan B, but I'm really hoping that by the time we head out, we'll be good to go.
Would you say your progress over the last like week or so has been in a
Slow,
pretty good,
but it's
direction?
definitely it's going the right way for sure. It is slow, but it's moving in the right direction. So I think
Oh yeah,
we'll be,
dude. Well,
Yeah.
I'll be checking up on you. I know you and I have been texting and shit like that, so we'll just keep in touch and
Hell yeah, dude.
whatnot. Dude, we need to get another
Fuck yeah.
collab going.
Yes,
Another
absolutely.
YouTube collab.
I'm so down.
That would be sick.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We'll figure out some good shit. All right.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah,
again,
dude, thank you so much, man.
please go follow Colton on his Twitch channel. Hopefully we can see if we can dual stream over on Kick at one of these points, and maybe even have a dual stream where there's some banjo and guitar together. Thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out, and take care, Colton. Thank you so much for hanging.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Peace,
Good to see you
y'all.
again.